Hi everyone and welcome to today's card tutorial. I am going to be playing with my new Pink-a-licious Trios with WOW Embossing Powder. The technique I'm basing my card on today is how to make your own embossing glitter paste with some sparkles and some glitters that you have in your stash. I have created with my Firey Fun embossing glitter here a panel. So I don't know if you've seen my previous tutorials. I pre-emboss my own embossing cardstock, glitter cardstock, ready to go. So I have heaps of these panels on hand and I'm going to show you how to make your own embossing glitter. I've done it in previous tutorials before. I'm going to use the Sparkles range here, and this is Copper Fire. I really love how cool this glitter is. And I've got Texture Paste Transparent Gloss from Ranger. I love this because I can basically make my own glitter paste and it's going to keep with the actual stencil. Now this stencil is new. It's from the latest WOW Embossing Powder release. This is the Snowflake designed by Verity, one of our design team members from WOW Embossing Powder. Absolutely love Verity's style. I love the stamp she makes, the stencils. So I'll be using her stamp and stencils in today's card. So all I've done is I've mixed a little bit of the paste and a little bit of the glitter and just kind of really mix it up to get a good thick consistency. And I've got a little plastic spatula here with some craft matte, just so I can pretty much use it as my little palette. And then I'll bring this close up to the screen so you can see the thickness of this and how cool it looks. Now, what I could have, if I was smart enough, reinforced that stencil by adding some washi tape just to kind of make it so it doesn't move. But the lazy side of me went, I think I can do it. I can handle it. I did just, let me tell you. And I just made enough of the paste here in the DIY embossing glitter paste to cover that stencil. Just is the key word, let me tell you. I was like, oh, do I have enough? Do I have enough? But I did it. So I was pretty proud, guys. I was pretty proud. Nailed it. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just make sure I've got some more, as much as I can, because I was scraping along, making sure I got everything all spread. It's like putting butter on toast. If you have butter on toast or jam, peanut butter, you know, similar type of technique, the swiping motion with the palette over the stencil. Then I'll peel that up and oh my god, isn't it fantastic? So I'll set aside to dry, you know, really test out my patience, but it worked. So once that's set aside to dry, look at it, look at the texture. It turned out so good. Loved it. So I will trim this down to size to fit in a 5x7 card base. I've got the Christmas stamp set designed by Verity. Love her font on here. I've got the new Catherine Pooler clay mask. I just think this whole palette and tone really complements and goes really well. Then I'm going to just stamp that on white cardstock. That's all I'm going to do. Kidding, I fussy cut, but I had to do it off camera because I really had to poke the tongue out while I was doing it. Like, I'm really not that great in fussy cutting and I have to go at my own pace. So, you know, didn't think you wanted to see the slow motion snail version of that. I'm going to prep my cardstock here just with some anti-static powder, and then I'm going to heat emboss the add-on sentiment. Merry Christmas. Simple. Done. I am going to hit emboss this though with metallic copper. Again, it's kind of sticking, with the tone of it all. I love like the brassiness, the pinky tones, the peachy tones, the rose gold tones. It all kind of just works together. The clay has that really muted peachy tone to it. So this worked really well. I personally think so. You let me know what you think. I'm going to put it on heat setting 2 with my heat tool and just heat set that and then cut it down to a strip. Once I've cut that down to a strip, I'm going to adhere that down with some foam adhesives. I've got this from Uniquely Creative. I've got the squares and strips. I love how thick this is. I love the dimension that it gives, and it works really, really well for thin sentiments and thin layers. Really, really good. Then I'm just going to give this a little bit of a trim, the sentiment, and then adhere that down. And that is my card finish for today. It is a simple card, but how cool does that DIY glitter paste look on an embossed panel? Fantastic. Love it. I'm loving the pink tones. You know what I'm like. I love my pinks. And that is a close-up of how it looks. So I hope you enjoyed today's card tutorial. You've learned something new. I can't wait to read your comments. And I have all the product links on my blog. I'll put some in the description below as well. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a lovely crafty day. See ya.